Hey, Trey Veston here, and we are back out on the Idaho-Washington border in the old gravel pit doing some ammo testing. And today we're going to test 3 different bear loads, 10mm. And why? Because it is hunting season. A lot of guys are going out in the woods, and gals, and they are wanting to know what's the best 10mm ammo to carry in case they have to defend themselves against the bear, as I say. There's very few bear attacks, especially around here. But anyway, if you want to carry a 10mm designed for woods defense and labeled a bear defense load, let's see which ones perform the best. We've got the HSM bear loads, then we've got Hornady's new backcountry bear defense or backcountry defense load, and then the last one is the ever popular buffalo boar. And yeah, they range from expensive to stupidly expensive. So what we're going to do is shoot all 3, shoot them for accuracy, get some energy numbers, see if they are reaching their full potential that they advertise on the box. And then we're going to shoot some pop bottles and blow them up and just see how much energy gets transferred into them for fun. And also, to do this, we're going to be using the Glock pistol as the platform. It's the most popular 10mm that people carry out in the woods. So we're going to test that. I got a G29 Gen 5 with the factory barrel, and then I've got a KKM 4.5-inch barrel we're going to swap in. And that KKM barrel is the same length as the factory Glock 20 barrel. So we're going to try that and try and get see how it performs with just a slightly longer barrel. And yeah, and I found that the KKM and the Glock barrels are really close as far as accuracy and the feet per second, the energy. So I think it'll be a valid stand-in for a G20, since my brother didn't let me borrow his because he's actually out hunting in bear country right now. So alrighty, let's get to shooting and see what we find out. Well, I almost forgot to pimp my my book that just came out, Quartz, Murder in the Mountains by me, Trey Veston. And it is a authentic, raw and gritty look at the life of a U.S. Forest Service LEO who was on the hunt for his wife's killer and a suspected serial killer. Yeah, it's good book, got good reviews. Yeah, there's me on the back, and has a good synopsis of the story. And it's been getting good reviews. It's on sale now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, I think Walmart, where all popular books are sold. So there you go. I think it's expensive. I don't know why I think the paperback version it's like $20. It's kind of ridiculous. I said, no, I don't want it over like $10-12. Nobody's going to pay over $10 for some unknown redneck guy in Idaho. So we'll see how it does. Alrighty, on to the rounds. First up, the beloved HSM. These are called the HSM bear loads. Numbers, we got a 200 grain hard cast bullet. It says it's advertised at 1,041 feet per second. Next up is the new Hornady backcountry defense. And all these, there's 20 rounds in each one. These are advertised at, let's see, that muzzle velocity 1,160 feet per second. So a little hotter than the HSMs. And what else they say on here? 200 grain DGH-TM loaded with DGH bullets. What's a DGH bullet? I haven't even opened this up. I want to see what a damn good hard cast. I don't know, that's what I would call it. DGH. What's a DGH bullet? Oh, I don't know what that is. It's not a damn good hard cast. It looks like a maybe damn good hollow point. Deep gut hollow point. I don't know, it's 200 grain. Let's see what it does to the pop bottles. And last but not least, the buffalo boar. The heavy 10mm outdoorsman. Look at that. These are 220 grain, and they're going 1,200 feet per second, and they're saying that from the muzzle, these are going to deliver 703 foot-pounds of energy. We'll test that out. And bullets on those, of course, are the hard cast. Same recipe as the HSM one. These are 220. I didn't realize these are 220s. I wanted to do 200 grain across the board. So we'll shoot them in the Glock We've got the factory Gen 5 G29 factory barrel in there. This thing's been upgraded with the grip extender, Pierce grip extender. I've got some high-vis sights on there. And that's it. No trigger work, nothing else. Just stock as they come. It's good old Gen 5. It's been real solid pistol. I like it. And for our G20 velocities, we got this KKM barrel for the Glock 29. And this is a 4.5 inch, so it's the same length as the G20 barrels. And like I said before, the KKMs, I've shot a bunch of these, and they are really close to Glock in terms of accuracy and efficiency as far as the feet per second rating. So I think it'll be a valid test comparison. So alrighty, let's get to shooting, and first we'll see how accurate they are and see what kind of muzzle energy we're getting. Okay, we got everything loaded up with the bear loads. They are rated at 1,041 feet per second. There's a little close-up, extreme close-up. All right, 25 yards. 200 grain, and I almost forgot to put my earplugs in. That would have sucked. I'm already deaf enough. I don't need to add to it with the short barrel 10mm explosion. Okay, here we go. Top target to the left. Oh, failure to 1,030. So 10 feet per second below. That's never happened before in this pistol. Locked back. Well, everything looks good. Weird. Okay. Weird start. Okay, 1,040, and that's hitting center high. Still center high, 1,029, and I don't know why this thing's not cycling. That is the weirdest dang thing. That is so weird. Yeah, right barrel's in it. That would have sucked, but okay. Let's keep shooting one at a time then. This is going to be a long day. There we go. Get a little harder grip. I thought maybe I'm limp wristing it a little bit. Give her a little firmer grip. Now she's working. And group is not too bad. Acceptable for defensive load. There we go. And that's an average of 1027. Deviation's not bad at all. 1032.6 was the max, so 1033. Lowest was a 1019.0, so yeah, if my math is good, that's about only 13 feet per second deviation. Alrighty. Let's do the, move up to the buffalo bores. Okay, I think I said the buffalo bore were up next. Nope, I lied. I'm going from cheapest to most expensive. HSM bear loads were 32, no, is it 32? I don't know. I'll have to look at the numbers, but it was not insignificant. It was almost 30 bucks, I think 25 bucks, something like that. I don't know. Backcountry Defense was the next step up, but they were 30 something, like 35. And the most expensive were the buffalo bores. They were $46 for 20. That's over $2 per round for 10mm. So we'll see. Already I'm starting to get the finger pinch. The good old G29. I don't know if you see that. I always get a blood blister from the extension. Pinches my finger. I ran into the same issue when I was shooting GSSF with this thing. So anyway, next up, Hornady Backcountry Defense 200 grain DGH bullets, whatever that is. They are supposed to be going, ooh, they are spicier. They are 1,160 feet per second. And that is about 120 feet per second faster than the HSM. So we are moving on up in terms of power. Hopefully this doesn't hurt as bad. Okay. Might modify my grip to keep my pinky from getting pinched. And that sharpness, that didn't feel bad. Oh yeah, these are going slow. That's not bueno. They're cycling fine. And they are high and to the left. These are slow. They're slow as hell. And they are all over 949 last round. Okay, 935. So these only averaged 942 feet per second. That's crazy. That's these backcountry defense. They're supposed to be at the muzzle 1160, and they are not as advertised. The max was 949.6, minimum was 935.2. So you're talking about 15 feet per second or so variation. I don't know, math is hard. So the variation is not bad, but boy, those are low numbers. Okay. Wow, that is not as advertised at all. I mean, the HSMs, I mean, we're shooting with this shorter barrel, but maybe there's a different powder compound and it's not building up enough speed. We'll see what happens when we switch to the 4.5 inch barrel. Alrighty, now for the guys that are supposed to hurt, but buffalo bores, but these really did not feel as hard hitting as these at all. Same 200 grains. These are going way faster, obviously. So yeah, this is disappointing so far. Accuracy's not nearly as good. Alrighty, let's go on up to the $46 rounds, the buffalo bore. Okay, next up is the buffalo bore. And I was just noticing, buffalo bore uses their own proprietary brass. It's marked buff bore on there, which is cool. Hornady, of course, uses Hornady brass, and HSM uses Starline brass. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know buffalo bore made their own brass, but or maybe I assume they have somebody make it for them and they just have it stamped custom for them. So alrighty, let's keep shooting. I'm trying to delay this because I know these are going to hurt. 220 grain, the heavy 10mm outdoorsman. 220 grain hard cast, flat nose, 1,200 feet per second, over 700 foot-pounds of energy. Alrighty, that is cooking. 1,200. Let's see, the next fastest one was well, it's supposed to be 1160. It didn't get anywhere near that. So, okay, cycled fine. The Hornady cycled fine. HSMs were the only problem child, but okay, and now the bottom target. Oh yeah. Slightly high, dead center, failed the cycle. And 1,075. Let's concentrate on a firmer grip. Maybe, I don't know. I've never limp wristed before, but no. Yeah, high, and oh, that was off. And still, I don't know what is going on, why these are not cycling. They look fine. There's no weird bullet angle. There's no, I don't know. And then they go into battery just fine. And these you can feel this. This is it's pretty snappy. It's a little harder than the HSMs. Well, now it's cycling again. It's fine. 1040. Last shot. Group's not looking too bad. There we go. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good group. Fastest yet at 1,088, a far cry from the 1,200 feet per second. Alrighty. Thoughts so far. If I had to pick a winner, it'd be the HSM. It's got good accuracy and kick's not bad. It's getting the closest out of any of them to advertised feet per second. And it was also the cheapest. So, but that was with the factory Glock barrel, the little G29 barrel. So let's step up to the KKM, to the G20 size barrel, and see if our performance and velocities react a little bit favorably now. All right, starting off accuracy wise, here's where we're at. A buffalo bore, 1,069 feet per second. I think it was the fastest so far. Maybe. I'm trying to remember what the HSMs did. I'll have to go back and look, but those numbers will pop up. Most accurate and most pleasant to shoot. Well, no, that's not true. The HSM was the most accurate at 2 1/4 inches, 25-yard group, the factory G29 barrel. If you're shooting a G29, so far the best bear defense load for you is the HSM, the cheapest. Hornady is the worst. Was the least accurate, 3 7/8. It had the slowest. I don't think it broke 1,000 feet per second. It came in at, over 120 feet per second slower than what it was rated. And same with the buffalo bore, was around 100 plus feet per second slower. So, let's see what happens when we put the G20 barrel in. Hopefully numbers will improve. Okay, another interesting little thing I noticed, I thought I'd mention in case anybody else found it noteworthy, is my last range session I came out with my 2 fighting 1911s and had a great time, and it was the first ever in the history of me shooting that I was able to recover 100% of my brass, because both guns flung the brass in very consistent but separate areas. So this, we'll take a look at the brass field with the Glock. I'm shooting these different loads. I've got the closest brass right here, and we know which ones it's going to be. The buffalo bores. Okay, so buffalo bore here. What we got over here? These two right next to each other. That is the Hornady and a buffalo bore. And then it varies. Okay, we got 2 there, and we've got some more out here. Which one's this? Hornady. So Hornady's 8 feet apart. Man, let's see. Where's the rest of all the brass? Where's the brass? Oh, here's one way out here. What is this? Oh, this is HSM. It's a Starline. So, HSM is out here, but is there any other brass even within 5 feet of it? No. That's why shooting Glock. Oh wait, here's some more. Some more out here. Oh, here we go. Got 1, 2, 3, all within 2.5, 3 feet of each other. And that is, what is that? Buffalo bore. Buffalo bore. Another buffalo bore. And another buffalo bore. So that's the most consistent. But we had 3 here. Another one way over there. And we've got, who knows where the HSM, the other ones went. But yeah, So I'm not going to recover 100% of my brass today because it could be in Idaho that way. Who knows? So it drives me nuts about Glocks is the extraction is just so unpredictable. So that might be an indicator of something else going on. That pistol. Well, there's an HSM. So we had one HSM here and another one way over there, 10 feet further. Yeah, that's not bueno. Alrighty, let's keep shooting. Okay, we have the barrel swapped out. We've got the nice KKM 4.5 inch, same length as the G20. And we're starting out with HSMs. Again, these are rated 1041. Let's see how they do. Hopefully we won't have, well, we're probably going to have feeding issues, but it's weird. Shouldn't be. Well, that's snappy. 1066. It's exceeding the rated velocities. Still hitting high. Ooh, that is smoking. 1086. Hitting high. And 1063. Not a bad little group up there. Oh, and we had a failed, and it's the spiciest yet. Oh no, almost spiciest. 10,082 or 1,082, and failure to load. And last shot. Nice little group. 1,071. Okay, those averaged 1074. Let's try the Hornady, see if they do any better. All right, next up is the lackluster Hornady backcountry defense. Let's see if that extra bit of barrel helps. And hopefully this will be a little bit more reliable. Last time we couldn't even break 1,000 feet per second. They're rated at 1160 at the muzzle. All right, top right target. Feeling spicier. 1,035, still 125 feet per second under the rating with the G20 4.5 inch barrel. That's not good. And we've got a failure to load. That is, I know what's going on. This was advertised to be a ambidextrous Gen 5 extended slide release. So I put it in, and now that I'm looking, it's impeding. I don't know if you can see that. It's intruding into where the bullet goes in. So yeah, it's not the gun's fault. It's wherever I bought this from. And it was a reputable person, not person, but store. And it's supposed to be a good brand. I didn't cheap out on it. But it's not working. So, okay. Mystery solved. It's not the rounds. Although you can see that the bullet profiles will help a little bit. But it's poorly designed extended slide. So, alrighty, got that taken care of. How many shots we got? 2. I got 2 in there. Where do we throw our other one? That's not it. That's our Spear Gold Dot. Here it is. There's our backcountry defense. Okay, sorry little Glock. You were modified and that made you unreliable. It's a lesson for all of us there, kids. Alrighty, going back on target. Top right. 1,015 still. Oh, that's so slow. Yeah, these Hornadies. It's getting a good group. 1,023. It's getting slower and slower. Yeah, that last one flew it to the right a little bit. It was a pretty sweet group, but okay, it averaged 1,034 feet per second on a 4.5 inch KKM barrel. It's rated at 1160. So it's 130 roughly feet per second slower than what it's supposed to be. And but the accuracy is a little better. Yeah, that's not good. Alrighty. Let's get those buffalo boars up. Alrighty, the buffalo boar heavy outdoorsman is up. So let's see how it does. It's supposed to be hitting at 1,200 feet per second. These 220 grain hard cast. And it is by far hurts the most. So, alrighty. I'm so sorry, little Glock. I'll have to find out, to look back, see where I bought that from and return it. Okay, center, lower target. Oh, did not go into battery. Weird. Now it's locked. Okay, well that sucks. We got a live round in there. Yeah, let's just shoot it, see what happens. Don't do this at home, kids. Ooh, that was spicy. There we go, 1123. It's more like it. And it cycled. Let's just keep shooting until something blows up. $11.45. Getting, yeah, it's supposed to be 1,200, so we're still over 50 feet per second slower than what it's rated for. And that did not go into battery. Ooh, it was a good group till that one went to the right. 3 shots. Golly, that is hitting hard. 1121. Last shot. This is a violent load. It's a violent load. And 1127, average 1129. Okay, the last range session, HSM, came out at 1,074 feet per second, achieved an 1 3/4 inch group at 25 yards with the G20 length barrel. The buffalo bore, 3 3/4 inches. 1,129 feet per second, the hardest hitting fastest so far. And the Hornady achieved 1,034 feet per second and a 2 7/8 inch group. So all of these groups I don't think are too bad. If you're getting down to 3 inches or so at 25 yards, that's probably accurate enough for field work, but I always like the most accurate. We'll get all the energies figured out when we do the production. Next up, we just want to get a visual, and we know that buffalo boar is smoking everything else, so let's see what the difference is when they hit some 2-liter soda bottles at 10 yards or so. Okay. Okay, HSM. First up, hopefully we're far back enough. I don't want soda all over everything. Here we go. Yeah, we're off a little bit. Look pretty violent. Alrighty. Okay, Hornady. Hit the same spot. High and to the right or left. Looks pretty close in violence. Alrighty. Big dog is up. Buffalo boar. Let's make sure we got some proper shaking action here. Max carbonation. There seemed to be more violence. Hit the exact same spot on all of them, but yeah, there's a lot more violence with that one, a lot more energy just from the condition, but we'll slow these down, compare and contrast. We got a pretty good spray pattern. Did not get any on the truck, so that's good. Camera was safe. There you go. Hey, Trey Besson here with the Arlo, and we've just reviewed all the video and gone over the data, and we've got some hard numbers to share with you. So let's take a look at the results of our 10mm bear load results. Okay. Let's see, I'm looking at the data here. We've got the HSM bear load. The advertised feet per second is 1,041. The actual feet per second with the G29, factory G29 barrel, was 1,027. So not too bad. When we put in a G20 barrel, we got 1,074 feet per second. So 33 feet per second faster than advertised. And when I was looking at these 10mm loads, most of them are with a 5-inch barrel, and we were using a 4.5-inch barrel, so just half inch shorter. But still, the HSMs delivered 33 more feet per second. The energy produced with the shorter barrel in the G29 is 468 foot-pounds. It's not bad. And with the G20, it was over 500 foot-pounds at 512 foot-pounds. Now, our best group size with that G29 was 1.75 inches at 25 yards. That's pretty good. The worst group size was 2.25 inches, so just over 2 inches at 25 yards. That's very acceptable. I'm happy with that. And the price for that ammo, now I use Sportsman Warehouse prices when I compared that, because most folks are going to buy from Sportsman's Warehouse. I was trying to use my local gun shop's prices. They're a little higher, but yeah, $22 for a box of 20. So there you go. Alrighty, and next up, the Hornady Backcountry Defense, perhaps the worst performing ammo. It's crazy. I love Hornady's products. I use their XTP bullets and everything. Their advertised feet per second it was 1,160. With the G29, it was down 942 feet per second. And with a G20 barrel, and interestingly, I watched some of the Hornady Backcountry Defense promo videos, and they picture a Glock G20 as the pistol they're using. And so with the G20, the actual feet per second was 1,034. Down, that's negative 126 feet per second from what they're advertising on the box. That's scandalous right there. The energy with the G29 was 433 foot-pounds, and with the G20, 475 foot-pounds. And so that's, let's see, 25, that's 37 foot-pounds less energy than the HSMs. And the best group size that the Hornadys could muster was 2.875 inches. And the worst group size was 3.875 inches. So we're talking 2 7/8 and 3 7/8 inch group. And all that lackluster performance and scandalously bad feet per second is going to cost you $38 per box. So that's $16 more a box of ammo than the HSMs. Alrighty, last but not least, Buffalo Bore, the Heavy Outdoorsman 10 millimeter, advertised at 1,200 feet per second. With the G29, you're only going to get 1,069 feet per second. So that's 130 or so feet per second less. With a G20, which is the most common outdoor carry 10 millimeter, you are only going to get 1,129 feet per second, which is 71 feet per second less than what they advertised you would be getting. So it's not quite as bad as that Hornady negative 126 feet per second. That's just incredible. Now the energy from the Buffalo Bores in a G29 is 558 foot-pounds. That's the highest so far in the G29. And in the G20, it's 623 foot-pounds of energy. And that is the highest by far of any of the other rounds advertised. And let's see, the group size was 2.5 inches. Not too bad at all. The worst group size was 3.75 inches. So that's getting up there. That's pretty bad. But the cost, the price of the Buffalo Bore was $45 at Sportsman's Warehouse. That's $2.25 per round. But you're getting more energy. The highest energy, you're going to get 110 foot-pounds more energy than the HSMs. But they advertised over 700 foot-pounds. They advertised 703 foot-pounds of energy from that round, and you're getting substantially less. You're getting, 623. And it was a violent load. It was so violent. I don't think there's any way you could keep on target with that thing. So, going through all the data, looking at the video, the soda, blowing up the pop bottles, that was fun. And it was obvious that the Buffalo Bore was doing more damage. But if I had to pick a winner, it was going to be the HSMs. They're the cheapest, they're the most accurate, and they're still over 500 foot-pounds of energy out of a Glock G20. So that's my pick. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a long one, but there's a lot of data, and I know before I try to just speed through the shooting part of the video, but a lot of folks said, we enjoy seeing, the shots fired and how the gun reacts. And, and I wanted to mention, it was that aftermarket slide stop release that was the culprit there. I stripped down the pistol, I stripped down another Gen 5 G23, and, I pulled up on that, on the slide release, and it, you know, on the stock pistol, it just snapped back into place, and on the aftermarket one, it just kind of was really milquetoast. There was hardly any pressure holding it in, so I think it had a bad spring. It was installed correctly, and also part of it was rubbing against the trigger bar. It just was not engineered correctly, so I'm going to replace that. I'm going to put stock back in it and then verify it's a good part. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you found this informative. And yeah, Trey Veston says if you're going to be loaded for bear in the woods and you're carrying a Glock, HSM bear load is for you. It's the cheapest, the best, and the most accurate. Alrighty, thanks.